day. So day. Yeah, I'm thankful for another lovely day. Kinfo. Let me see what they talking about. Let me see what they talking about. Let me see what they talking about. Pull up a chair. Come over here to the round table. We about to break it all down. So we about to what? We about to break bread right now. So look, make sure y'all hit that sub, hit that like button, drop a comment, say what's up. This is my way of saying what's up to y'all. You ever notice how it seems like there's always this underlying agenda to try to, you know, bring the original man and woman down. But all the while, we always find a way around. So let's talk about it. Let's talk about how this shit all goes down. You feel me? Let's talk about how this always goes down. So here we are. Usually, you know, since we done came in contact, let's just start here in the West. Since we came in contact with other groups, you know, we would become ill up on contact. Um, you know, you would notice that certain people just not coming up out of their little huts no more, not coming up out of their area to be in the commune area with the rest of the family. And with that being said, we noticed that certain contacts with people were not in our best interest. So over time, we became feudal with people who wanted to so-called invade our space. And that's when you see people become territorial. You feel me? Probably the first time in history, for the first time in history, the reason why people were not accepting of people in their space was because of previous history with illnesses, as well as what come with allowing people into their space. So, of course, we witness people becoming more territorial with their livelihoods in the areas in which they live. Some people will later recognize the effects of such movements and will use this to their benefit. Thus, the point, while I'm pointing out these such movements, so we can reverse engineer the things that we go through. You feel me? Mind you, this all been in motion to make us more sensitive as one is with being in tune with their cars or different gadgets that we don't put this sensitivity into. Whether it's being sensitive enough with our mate to where we just know when something ain't right. You know what I'm saying? And for my sisters, I know y'all know exactly what I mean by that. For my brothers, you know, being so in tune with the car that you know when it's about to run out of gas, when it's about to break down. And we gotta become just as sensitive with ourselves with these same things, you know, knowing when you about to run out of gas. You know, for as much as somebody would want to be right, even when they wrong, one must first have the truthfulness and willingness to be honest with themselves. You know, then you can accept honesty from everybody else. But if you can't first be truthful and honest with yourself, then when other people tell you this, it's like a smack in the face. So let's get to the point and why you being fed poison. Not to mention the good news of shit. Even though they feeding you poison, guess what? Every time they done this, it's backfire, because we still here. If the point was to get rid of us, we still here. And for as much things, for as much of the things that we go through and the adversities that it caused, there was triumph as well, just as much, if not more, as we are a resilient people. You can tell this from how we are made up. We have some of the strongest and the fastest healing qualities or repairing qualities known to man. As well, as soon as one is burdened with a sickness that we accept or believe in, that same sickness will be able to overtake us just as fast. You see what I'm saying? So it's all about the mental and the physical, and they intertwine symbiotically, as well as there's a spiritual connection to a soul that affects how we animate this body as well. Taking into account environment. These are all things that one must take into account. All these things can be towards your upliftment if you see them in that way, or if you keep them posed in such a manner. But if you don't see it or believe it in such a manner, then those same things will overtake you or be to your detriment rather than your upliftment. So when you think about, we have some people out here because they haven't ate plants for so long that they develop allergies. It's so foreign to their body to eat certain plant foods that their body deems it as a foreign option, and they have allergic reactions. So you gotta remember these things when you out here choosing not to do the things that you know would be for your upliftment. Because after so long of you choosing to do what make you feel good in the moment, you might look up and realize the next generation don't even gotta say so in that. They just gotta go along with it. But it started with you being the main proponent of, shoot, I'm just gonna go along with what's going on out here. But you gotta clearly sit back and make decisions for yourself rather than letting everybody else do it for you. Because as you see, they'll feed you poison and won't think nothing of it. But if you pay attention to, as much as we be like all up in arms in the black community about the disrespect of the innocent, pay attention to who the drugs is fed to, who the poison, same thing, you feel me? Who the poison is fed to. It's fed to the babies first. It's sold to the babies, maybe in small portions. But guess what? You can do that same thing when it comes to, say for instance, like my little man, he allergic to strawberries. You feel me? Now let's say we speaking of the actual non-GMO fruit, because let's just say, I'm not sure if strawberries ain't GMO. So with that being said, maybe this child is allergic to the GMO product, so therefore he's rejecting it. You see what I'm saying? But if he had this same allergy towards something that was, an original plant, not something that was manufactured so it'd be easily digested by those who created this GMO plant, that doesn't have the same DNA backgrounds as myself and my son, um, then I would gradually introduce him to said plant until, his body becomes acclimated to it. So the same way that they acclimate us into these poisons or these drugs would be the same way in which that we could override some of these allergies that we've developed for some of us who, when I talk about getting back into this sensitivity to being in tune with nature, enough to where you can see things before they happen, enough to where you can be sensitive enough to your feelings or these gut intuitions and what they're revealing. Too often we look for signs or warnings, but we forget the ways of the signs and the warnings. There it go again, y'all. I got him this time. There it go. I got his ass this time. But yeah, gotta heed them warnings, G, and be able to float above a lot of things. Cause there's gonna be a lot of things that come up in life that's gonna make you feel like, dang, why would? Let's think about this. What have the comic books and all the movies been showing us? What happens when people get fed certain things or things get unleashed from warehouses? What usually happens to the person who get it? Like that mutation, a powerful mutation in themselves, right? So, are you surprised at how people treat us when they put in a situation where it's us and them? Are you surprised? When, shoot, a lot of people know what was done to them as well as what they have done to other people. You feel me? Because it usually go hand in hand. You feel me? What certain people done been put through, they put other people through. That's the only reason why they know the shit hurt. You feel me? That's the only reason why they know the shit work. Because they know how they felt when they went through it. So therefore, when they put you through it, they know how you gonna feel and the response that you should give. So be careful of the poisons. The things that you put in your mouth that you can't pronounce. The things we put in our mouth that keep getting recalls and gotta be processed and even in order for us to even digest. When the food that's really meant for you, that you won't have to take prescriptions in order for you to continue to keep eating. The food that's really meant for you comes straight off the tree, ready to go. But if you ever want to know why the things of life are fleeting to you, why your gut's so big that even when you want to make love to your girl or want to make love to your dude, it's going to be a short run. Why? Because the vitality of your life is being stressed out. It's being stressed out because you stressed out. And since you stressed out, you crave the food of stressed out individuals. You crave the do the things of stressed out individuals. So when you doing this type of stuff, that's what you breed more of the same, more of the same. So now when problems come that could have catapulted you or that would have catapulted other people, it's too much poison in your mind to even see it that way. To even see it that way. You see it as complete, utter end of your road frustration. You see it as though this thing meant to break you. And someone else will see that thing and say, you know what? Let me break this boulder down into pieces and shape it into something that I can build. Something that I can use to build with. Why not? Versus see this boulder in my way. Shout out to my brother Terry. Versus seeing this boulder in my way, saying, you know what? Yes, it wasn't meant for me to be great. Because look what got in the way. You better follow through. You better follow through. Today I lost my keys. Only to realize I locked them in the car. The lesson in that thing to me is, only thing stopping you is you and your attitude. I was so flustered trying to go use the bathroom that I didn't take the time to do the things that I had to do. And I wound up locking myself out of things that I needed to do later. So don't let a momentary issue cause you a lifetime of problems that you're gonna have to get through. So that's how this life works. You still gonna have to go through them problems. You still gonna have to go through it. You feel me? Soon we're gonna talk about why some people gotta go through the things that they go through and why it's not your job to stop. Why it's not your job to stop me? To be a handicap to somebody else when they just learning how to fly. A lot of these things that we go through in life is for us to learn how to fly. For us to learn how to fly, family. So allow for your family members, your loved ones, to learn how to fly. And you be there in case they fall. I love you as myself. And it ain't nothing you can do about it. Cause we are one. I break bread with you on things that's gonna better your life. Not things that I can use against you. That show you where I'm coming from. Kinfolk. Let me see what they talking about. Let me see what they talking about. Let me see what they talking about. Pull up a chair. Come over here to the round table. We about to break it all down. So we just, what? We just broke bread right now. Peace.